Welcome to our channel where we talk about spirituality and some esoteric stuff, where we dive deep into manifestation, the new paradigm, and where we inspire you how to play, move, train in order to prepare your body for higher states of consciousness. My name is Nat, and today I'm going to be sharing the exact 3 methods that I used to move past anxiety into a state of alignment and flow with the universe. Consider these 3 principles as the foundation you're going to use to start building your bridge to a more stress-free, calm life. I'll actually be posting a series of videos as I have tons of tips and practical actionable advice to share with you on this subject. As someone who has struggled with anxiety for more than a decade, I used to feel lost and discouraged because I felt I couldn't control my anxiety and discover where it was coming from or find a way to overcome it. I know different people experience anxiety in different ways, but for me, it manifested as a constricting sensation in my chest, like I was having trouble drawing a deep breath, for example, and also some weight in my stomach, and the situation went on for days and days and days. So there's a lot of conventional suggested treatments out there for anxiety, including talk therapy, for example, and whatnot. But sadly, these treatments do not work for everyone. And what's more, when it comes to medication, this comes with very unpleasant and lasting side effects. So the first thing I did, which I believe was the catalyst and my starting point to begin moving past anxiety, was meditation. This is the one single thing that for me personally is non-negotiable. Meditation is now being scientifically researched more and more and has been found to impact a very broad range of conditions, from chronic insomnia, for example, to irritable bowel syndrome, to migraines, chronic pain, and of course anxiety, which is our topic for today. Meditation is not an out there concept anymore that's only used by monks sitting on top of a mountain meditating all day. It's actually being used more and more by people in their everyday life and by people from all walks of life because it gives actual, countable benefits. You can look at the evidence online if you want. There's a lot of academic papers on this. Interestingly, what some of the studies found is that meditation literally reduces the density of brain tissue associated with anxiety and worrying, and it increases the volume in areas related to emotional regulation and positive emotions. Plus, it increases the neuroplasticity, which is the ability of the brain to change some of its structures in order to improve certain functions. Think of it as a remodeling. It makes your brain better able to change some of its responses and program them in a different way. And here's another huge perk. Manifestation is an actual brain state that you can pinpoint on an EEG. So you can reach this same state that you can read on an EEG with meditation. So what this means that meditation makes you a better manifester, which for me is huge. Let's put all this aside though. Let's look at some experiential things. Let's look at my own personal experience and how my own mind has been literally rewired after becoming a meditator. You should have seen me before. So I work in international relations, right? Which is a key position in my organization where literally everything comes with a deadline. So before I started meditating, I was literally a walking, talking, tense time bomb that would get irritated at the slightest provocation and feel intense stress, even regarding simple day-to-day tasks. Fast forward to now, I'm still doing the same thing, right? Deadlines still exist, but whenever I start feeling anxiety or tension starts to creep up, I'm able to just come back to my breath and calm myself down almost immediately. And this is a tool that I learned how to use through meditation. Now, this ability alone is worth to me more than anything money could buy. For me, personally, it has been life-changing. I never really become angry anymore, or if I do, it lasts way less than it used to. And I'm also able to actually get out of my own head more and enjoy and be in the present moment and handle whatever situation comes up more calmly. Now, this is important. I have heard people say that meditation is not for them, right? Because whenever they tried it, they couldn't quiet the mind. This is the most self-limiting belief I can think of, and it stems from two things. Number one, a profound misunderstanding of what meditation actually is. And number two, a narrative that you have fed yourself over and over again to the point that it became your truth. But what you should know is that every time the mind feels that its truth, right, what it knows is being threatened, what does it do? It reacts. Here is what I actually suggest. There are hundreds of meditation techniques. You can use an app, but what I would urge you to do is use one of the thousands of meditations available for free on YouTube. You can find the ones that actually resonate with you. If you're completely new to meditation, I would suggest starting with a guided meditation, right? This is going to be easier for you. That's about 10 minutes long. I'm going to put some meditations I have found useful in the past in the description box, so you can check them out, see if they work. And I'm also going to be posting some meditations for you to check out. So if you come back on Friday, you'll find right here on this channel a meditation I designed specifically to address anxiety issues. I recommend doing this meditation for 30 days, but whatever type of meditation you finally go with, I urge you to try it for 3 months. Remember, the mind is very resistant, and it takes time to peel back the layers of resistance. So consistency of practice is the most key thing in meditation. Do it every single day. If you can't do 10 minutes or 20 minutes, find 5 minutes. Just come back to yourself, come back to your breath, do a short guided meditation. It's going to do wonders for your life. I promise. Here are some tips for you right before you start any type of meditation, right? The one thing to remember is to let go of any type of expectation. You are not there to achieve this or that goal. You are not there to quiet your mind. You are not sitting there to get rid of this or that feeling. Down the line, this is going to be a natural byproduct of your meditation journey. But for now, you're just sitting down to merely observe. You're going to listen to the guidance and observe what's happening. If thoughts arise, just observe them. If a nagging sensation, whether it's an emotion or a body sensation, arises, just observe this with equanimity. You're not to judge yourself. You're not to generate any type of feeling of disappointment. If this happens, just observe this occurrence with equanimity and then gently bring yourself back to the guidance. Bring yourself back to the breath. This always grounds you. Know that all of this is resistance from your untrained, undisciplined mind. This will gradually change, but it takes practice, just like with any skill. To cultivate the skill, you need to observe the precept of continuity of practice. I cannot stress this enough. So I personally meditate for 1 hour in the morning and 1 hour in the evening. And in future videos, I'm going to share with you the exact type of meditation that I do, that I trained for. But before my actual training in this type of meditation, I started with just 20 minutes a day. I listened to the meditations available on YouTube, and I feel this is doable for most people. So think of it as an investment in yourself and your happiness, honestly. Number 2, heal your trauma. Every single human walking the face of this planet has experienced trauma. When we hear the word trauma, we might think of this big issue, for example, like veterans coming from a war, having seen unnameable atrocities which have been carved into their mind. The truth is, no matter how perfect you think your childhood was, chances are there were moments you experienced rifts in your consciousness, where you were shamed for something, for example, or watched someone else get shamed. And as a result, in that very moment, you had to deny and disown an aspect of yourself. This aspect of yourself didn't just disappear into thin air. Carl Jung talks a lot about this concept and has named these disowned aspects that we have pushed away the shadow. We are all born as completely whole, perfect in our imperfection little humans. When one of our core aspects is removed from our consciousness, either because we felt that it wasn't acceptable, or because we were shamed for it, or the model behavior we were shown wasn't in alignment with it, we remove it from our consciousness. We rip it away, if you will. And this fragmentation, this removal, is what creates trauma. It's like surgically removing a vital part of yourself and then doing a lousy job at stitching it back up. The scar might get infected, it's going to throb, it's going to cause issues for the whole system. So this scar, however, we are not aware of it. The realm where all this takes place is the subconscious level, the subconscious mind. This is the deeper level of the mind, which doesn't understand logic. It doesn't communicate with our conscious mind. The language that it does understand is the language of emotions or bodily sensations. For instance, when the feeling of anxiety comes up, that means that a wound, your trauma, has been triggered by something. You may even not have registered what the trigger was, but now you're anxious and you don't even know why. A lot of anxiety is caused from the trauma of having your emotions constantly invalidated as a child. Chances are that when you were a child, you were put in positions where you experienced high levels of self-doubt and self-distrust. This happened where parents or caregivers told you, "Why are you mad? You're not supposed to be feeling mad right now." Or, "Why are you sad? You're supposed to be feeling grateful. Why don't you like that person? He's actually great and there's something wrong with you for thinking that." Now, although we don't have access to all these traumas and processes that have taken place, the good news is that we have some tools to access the subconscious mind. One of these tools is the Vipassana meditation, which I'm going to be talking to you about in one of my next videos. This is used to access these deep levels of the mind and clear out the gunk that has collected in there. Another method is doing shadow work and what we call inner child work. A video is coming up on this as well. A process that I love that is used for shadow work and inner child work is the one developed by Teal Swan. It's called the completion process. She has a book titled exactly that. I recommend that you read it if you want to work on this. If you want a more immediate way, there are targeted meditations that get you in this very receptive level of the brain activity, from where you can begin reprogramming the patterns that are running on a loop in your subconscious mind. I'm going to make this easy for you, as my sole purpose for starting this channel was to help people who are in need of help. The people who are awakening to higher states of consciousness, to more of who they are, to higher levels of vibration, to speed up the process by sharing all the knowledge that we acquired through trial and error over all the years spent studying and applying these processes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a meditation for reprogramming certain patterns that target the specific aspect of anxiety. Number 3, once you have begun uncovering things, once issues start coming up for you that you know are going to spiral you down into anxiety, you need to move the emotion out. This means actually get off your ass and move. Emotions that come up as a result of trauma need to be physically moved out of the body. These emotions collect in your tissues. They collect in different parts of your body that like to store these anxious emotions. Because we are vibrational beings and there is no actual separation between the physical and the mental structure. Any type of creative movement is beneficial. You can literally just get up from where you're sitting right now, put some music on, and dance around in your bedroom. There are certain types of movement that are really targeted and beneficial for anxiety though. If you check back here tomorrow, you'll find a video where we will give you an actual routine with 3 movements that do wonders in clearing out and unblocking your emotions. Some other types of movement that you might consider doing are moving intensely, jumping around, get your heart rate up, ecstatic dance, you can Google that. You can follow the example of a cat, roll around on the floor, stretch, open your legs and your arms in any way that you feel beneficial for you. Get that sucker out. You can also go play. Remember when you were a kid? Get a ball, get creative, go run around in a forest or in a park somewhere. Let your inner child out. So in this video, what we have talked about in terms of starting to get rid of your anxiety is number 1, meditation. Number 2, get rid of your trauma. And number 3, move the emotion out. So this is it for this video, guys. The issue of anxiety is very near and dear to my heart. For anyone out there, know that I've been there and that there is a way to overcome it. You are bound to be successful. Have faith, but do the work. Do the work. Do the work. Also, don't forget to hit like if you like this video, subscribe by hitting the little notification bell on the right if you want more content like this, and I'm going to leave you today by sending you love and the prayer passed down to me by my meditation teacher. May all of you be happy. May all of you be peaceful. May all of you be liberated.